Alright, so I don't really know exactly what the purpose of this video is, but essentially I've just been feeling so confused with online school and like the way that everything is in life when it's put online. Like, we've transferred so much of our life into being online that I feel like I'm so confused about just how important it even is. Like, because I mean, even before school was online, I never felt like it was that important. And I feel like now that it's online, it's even harder to feel like it's important. And I've just been escaping through YouTube a lot, and so I wanted to contribute, and I was just feeling inspired. I clearly don't look my best. I was picking my face as a coping mechanism, and I'm just wearing some, casual stuff. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, as I said, and some of my favorites are Saoirse Moncrieff and Saoirse Moncrieff, her sister, and I just feel so inspired by their like casual style of vlogging. And like nothing, oh my god, nothing really happens in their life, but they still film it and it's still entertaining. And also Hitomi Mochizuki, I think it's pronounced CH. I love her videos, and maybe at some point I will do something more about like journaling, but for now we're keeping it very Saoirse Moncrieff, and not really doing much. I've been gluing a bunch of matches together because I light a lot of candles and I use a lot of matches and I didn't want to waste them, so I'm creating a box out of matches, sort of as an art project. And yeah, because I paint, but I wanted to expand into different mediums. I don't know, it's weird because I have all these ideas, but I don't want to do any of them, and I feel like that's a very common sentiment these days. So maybe if you're watching this and you're thinking about going and doing a creative project, this is your sign from the universe to go do it. I feel like the universe gives us a lot of signs, and sometimes I just don't want to listen. It's taken me a long time to accept the signs and to admit that like what I'm doing is self-sabotage and to stop. And I feel like going back to online classes, I feel like skipping class, whereas it used to be for a very different reason when it was in person. Like, I would skip class because I was super late and I didn't want to walk in like halfway through, or I would skip class if I hadn't done a reading and I didn't want my prof to call on me. But now it's like I skip class because I feel like I just need time for myself, and I just feel like I devote so much time and energy to being in online classes that I don't feel fulfilled just like in my everyday life. Like, I spend all my energy in class, which is weird because you'd think by sitting in your room you're spending even less time, or yeah, less time on school. But like, at least in person, when you could walk across campus, it was like, that's my time. Like, walking is therapeutic. But now it's like, I go and have breakfast, and then I come and I sit down at my desk, and then I'm just in class, and then it's like I don't even want to go for a walk because I'm like tired. Like, I want to just like mess around and go on YouTube. I have been finding lots of really good YouTubers over quarantine, over the past year, because there's so many crappy YouTubers that I feel like hopefully their crappiness is becoming even more evident because of the pandemic, and people are seeking out the actually good content creators and, you know, the people that care about other people during a pandemic. And so I feel like there's really been a rise in smaller content creators. I don't even like that word, content creator, because it's like, what is content? Like, it sounds like you're commodifying your existence, and that's kind of scary. So I'm gonna call them YouTubers in the old-fashioned way. I've been a fan of YouTube for so long, like ever since 2007. So I was 7, and the first YouTubers that I ever got into were Shane Dawson, who I no longer support, and Trisha Paytas, who I now support just as much as I did before. We've had some rough patches, but I feel like she's really come into herself, and she's really, you know, developed her moral compass. And yeah, she starts drama, but it's like, it's from a place of concern and a place of desire to set the record straight, and I admire that. Because yeah, she gets a ton of hate for it, but she's saying the things that a lot of people will not say. And she's like directly calling people out, which is, you know, pretty ballsy. But so Shane Dawson and Trisha Paytas were the start of my YouTube obsession. Later on it was, you know, Emma Chamberlain back in, oh god, like 4 years ago, 2017. And yeah, I've always loved YouTube, and I used to have a YouTube channel, but it was just a bunch of sketches that I did when I was like 8 and 9. Kind of embarrassing. So I feel like, you know, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel again and offer more of my own experience rather than sketches like I did when I was 8 and 9. And so maybe do just like stream of consciousness, almost like video diaries, because I do like to journal, but sometimes I just don't have the energy to journal. But I typically have the energy to talk. And I might do some arts and crafts, some painting. I might do some stuff in French. And maybe some cooking, baking. I don't know, nothing crazy. I'm also not expecting anything out of this, because I know that I'm literally nobody. Like, there's maybe 50 people who know who I am and would recognize me, but overall it's like, I don't have much to give, so I'm not expecting much in return. This is more just like almost an experiment, I feel. Also an exercise in confidence, because obviously to make YouTube videos I have to have the confidence to just like talk openly to a camera, which strangely feels comfortable. And I think that's because of online classes and because we've had to, you know, FaceTime people more than seeing people in person. So it's like, oh, I'm just talking to somebody. But I don't know who I'm talking to right now, and that's kind of the cool thing. I think it's really interesting. And especially now that we're craving connection more than ever, it's like maybe you clicked on this video hoping to meet somebody new, and it's like we're meeting for the first time. It's interesting. Anyway, I want to show you what I was doing with my matches. So I was gluing together a bunch of matches. Ew, there's glue all over my hand. and eventually it will become a box. Matchbox. No wasted product here. Oh, I have to close the glue. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this ends up. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of fun. I enjoy it, and hopefully this is the first of many.